I've had mental health problems since about 4th grade is when I had my first really bad episode.
I noticed when I was really young, just crying every day.
I started really obsessing over things in 6th grade.
Even on breaks, even when I had literally no obligations, I was still feeling those anxious and depressed feelings.
I was scared to go to school.
I had been just reading a book, just very naturally, just sitting in my room, and I had my first panic attack.
And all of a sudden I was sad all the time.
I would count the number of hours I was going to get to sleep.
So for me, I have compulsive thought patterns. Just check again, just check again, just check again.
Every single night I was wide awake and my heart was just hammering. My whole face goes, it's not necessarily numb, it's like a tingling.
All the feeling drained out of my body.
3 out of my 5 siblings have had pretty serious mental health issues.
I was washing my hands all the time and they were just bleeding.
I hit a point in my life where I was so overwhelmed and so miserable, just kind of trying to balance work and school, and I literally just shut down one day.
My dad kind of was always like, well, you need to control your emotions. You're the one in control of your emotions. Get over it.
I was raised with the notion that you could always have it worse. So why are you so sad?
And some of my family members have said a lot this is just temporary, you're just under a lot of stress, just try to relax.
I talked to him about how to broach the topic with my mom, and he said, well, she has depression, right? And it was something that was never talked about, and then it just opened up the floodgates. I have a panic attack disorder, I'm OCD, and I also have a generalized anxiety disorder, and I'm borderline depression. It's all really obscure, and so I feel really weird about labels.
No one could figure out what was wrong. They kept telling me, your heart's fine, there's no reason for it to be beating so fast or so sporadically. We don't know what's wrong with you.
They read you a set of questions from the DSM, and if you answer a certain number of questions yes, then you have this disorder.
I am a science person, so I think usually there's a test you can do to prove this.
I started going to therapy and it didn't help. It's never helped.
I found a really, really amazing therapist right away.
I understand why I feel this way now. I understand why getting out of bed is running a marathon.
He told me, well, I don't see why you're anxious. Why would a pretty girl like you be anxious?
She said to me, she's like, it looks like I gave you the tools you need, but in order to get you to be able to use them, you probably need to be on medication.
She handed me a bottle of Klonopin.
My body's just constantly filled with chemicals.
She was also Googling my symptoms on her phone.
I was also on antidepressants, a lot of them, a lot of different ones. Some worked, some didn't, some worked for a while, then they stopped.
So today I take medication for ADHD and anxiety
They really thought that was going to work.
with OCD tendencies. So I take Adderall.
3 milligrams a day. No one tells you that you're going to become an addict with your own pills. People just kept prescribing more and more drugs to me.
They have been helping, and it kind of balanced out eventually.
I felt like for the first time, there was a limit to how much this dark cloud was reigning over my life.
You have to realize that, my mom always told me, you're going to feel better in the morning, and maybe you won't feel better the next morning, and maybe it won't even be the next morning after that, but one day you will get up and you will realize that it's worth living for.